Hello, we now have an application in its final shape and we want to deploy it to Heroku. Now this assumes we have the Heroku CLI installed and we've run Heroku login. Now first of all we'll create our app, so webtech sample app, and then we're going to have some deployment instructions. But before that we're going to go to overview and we're going to add an add-on which is going to be the Postgres add-on. This is because our application cannot store stuff on Heroku with SQLite. Now we can go back to deploy and follow all these instructions. Right? So the directory we're going to deploy is going to be the server directory. Right? And here, first of all, we're going to want to do git init because this is going to be a repository. So git init. As initializes our repository, then we have to add the origin because we have a local repository and it has to correspond to something to a repository hosted by Heroku. And then we can continue with the actual deployment. But before we do that, we have to modify our code a bit. So first things first, in the front end, if we look at our user list, we have a hard-coded server address. And we're going to do something a bit less hard-coded in the sense that we're going to take our location from window. So window location protocol slash window location host name colon window location port, and that's it. However, in order to deploy this, what we're going to need is the production variant of this app, and we can get the production variant of this app by running npm run build. So let's go to our app, and which is the GUI directory, and run npm run build. This is going to produce a build directory which is going to contain our minified production code. It's also going to contain some files which we can delete, which are map files, which allow us to debug minified code. However, for now we're going to just leave them there. So we're going to take our build directory from here and copy it to the server. The next thing we have to do is we want to modify the server a bit. So first things first, we're going to connect to PostgreSQL, not MySQL. So we have to change the connection information. So we're going to say the actual database credentials we're going to get from process env database URL. Then the dialect is going to be PostgreSQL. The protocol, the storage part doesn't apply. The protocol is going to be Postgres. And we need an additional option, so we're going to say dialect options. SSL require true, reject unauthorized, false. The second thing that's going to be taken from the environment is the port. So here, instead of 8080, we're going to say process env port. Then we have to actually deliver this build, the resources in this build directory as static content. So we're going to need to use express.static. We're going to require the path module. So we can build a valid path independent of the operating system we're in. And then we're going to say app.use express.static of path.join. And here we're going to have the directory the server was running. So dir name. This is a variable, a global variable, which is populated by node itself. And then we're going to have build. That's about it, with one exception. That being that we need to install our PostgreSQL driver as a dependency. So we're going to say npm install pg. Now our deployment works like committing to a repo, so we're going to say add all files, then commit, and then we're going to push. So we're going to say git push Heroku master. And after this has finished, all that will be left is to synchronize our database, because we have a new database it doesn't have the tables we need, and then the app will work. Right, so the app has been deployed. We can then go here, open the app. It's going to initially fail because we've not run sync, but then we can see the app in the form we've brought it to.